What is going on, everybody? I am so excited to be back. I've been gone for about 3.5 years on YouTube, but we're back better than ever. Now, guys, Dave Meltzer, he reported apparently that Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar is a dream match. I am here to tell you that Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns is not a dream match, ladies and gentlemen. This match right here, The Rock between Roman Reigns, that is a dream match. Even Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania is a dream match. But Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, didn't we see this back in 2018, 2017? How many years ago? We've already seen that match. And then we've seen that match at other pay-per-views other than WrestleMania. So no, this isn't a dream match. The only thing that's different is that Roman Reigns is a heel. He's the top heel in the company and pretty much one of the best acts. And then you have Brock Lesnar, who's always going to be built as like this beast and unstoppable force. So when people go, "Oh, this is a dream match," I would beg to differ. I think most of us fans understand this isn't some fucking dream match. This is a match that's being built because it's WrestleMania time. Brock Lesnar wants his 4 to 5 or 10 million or whatever the case may be that he gets, and you need marquee matches. But this isn't some fucking dream match. Now I will say this: the current Bobby Lashley we see now versus a John Cena, that's a dream match. In my personal opinion, I know a lot of people may disagree with me, but I think that would be a dream match, But this whole, Dave Meltzer stated in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the original plan was for a title versus title match, not to happen. But plans change so frequently. But the idea is to book Reigns and Lesnar as strong as possible because the idea is that this is the biggest match of the year, and that they are well above everyone else, and their match is considered a dream match. No, it's fucking not. Like, is it going to be a good match? Yes. But anyone that has common sense understands that Roman Reigns is going to defeat Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is going to collect his 4 or 5 million or however much he makes. And he's going to go sit back home on his farm and be around his kids and his wife. Brock Lesnar is not going to win. So, and two, I don't like this whole, they've been saying that, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman have been pushing for a title versus title match. No fucking thank you. I know a lot of people love Roman Reigns and all that, and I do too. I think he's a phenomenal talent. I think he's doing his best work. But I don't want to see Roman have both the championships and they make it an undisputed championship, and then we don't have other feuds and we just got to watch Roman destroy people for the next 3 fucking years because he buried the whole damn roster. No fucking thank you. So and then also too, again, if you can easily build the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania to combat the Universal Championship match just by simply having Bobby Lashley versus John Cena. Now, I want to say something. Back in the day, and see, this is why I don't like this whole Sona, Deville, and Adam Pearce both joining together on Monday Night Raw SmackDown. I really don't like that. They need to do what they did back in the day with like Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. You need to do a fucking draft, fucking spin the fucking wheel. I don't give a fuck. Make it realistic, or matter of fact, make it literally realistic where you put fucking wrestlers, you put a wrestler's name by a number, put those fucking little notes or whatever in a damn raffle thing, pull the raffle out and have, have whatever roster that ends up coming about by choosing the numbers. If one roster has more superstars, oh well, and just have it to where it goes like that, because like the main reason, and this is the truth, the main reason why this whole the brand split does not need to end. It's just that you need to have better feuds, and you need to have feuds that make sense, and you need to have feuds that build up the championship. You know what I mean? Like, For example, if you have John Cena come back against Bobby Lashley and Bobby Lashley defeats John Cena, that's going to increase Bobby Lashley's stock as a WWE champion, but it's also going to legitimize him and legitimize his championship reign. One thing that somebody was saying, you're only as good as the opponents that you face. And that's the one, it's kind of like how they disappointed Big E. They didn't book Big E in a very strong way. And then on top of that, you didn't have him go up against opponents one-on-one, 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 and build him up. You could, and I got another video coming about that later, but, you could have easily, yeah, man. So this whole situation with Brock Lesnar versus Roman being a fucking dream match, it really isn't. The Rock versus Roman Reigns is a dream match because The Rock is a Hall of Famer and he officially retired last year and he said he's not going to wrestle again. So if we do see him wrestle one last time, and he probably more than likely will, and I think the reason why most of us are believing that he will is because WrestleMania is going to be in Hollywood next year, and pretty much Hollywood is The Rock's fucking... The Rock is Hollywood, right? To a degree, he's like one of the biggest names in Hollywood. So it only makes sense to, hey, we're gonna pay The Rock however many millions so he can face Roman because it's gonna bring so much buzz next year. Common sense, marquee matches. You're in LA, a beautiful stadium, duh. So, but that's a dream match. But this shit right here, no, thank you. And then they're saying, Lesnar's going to be obviously be an elimination chamber match. This is going to be Lesnar's actually first elimination chamber match. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing. I don't care if all 5 superstars do their finishing move on Brock Lesnar, and Bobby Lashley does the finishing spear, and Bobby Lashley pins Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar does not need to be the WWE champion. Brock Lesnar needs to lose. Brock Lesnar, I don't care. Like, go ahead and get a blade and cut yourself and make it seem like you were bleeding and you got your ass kicked and you just look strong as hell, right? You were bleeding, whooping everybody's ass, but then you ended up falling short because everyone did their finisher on you to try to get you out. I don't care if they got to have Bobby Lashley spear him 10 times while he's bleeding. Brock Lesnar does not need to win the WWE Championship. I was reading a report earlier last week about how Brock Lesnar wanted to look overly strong in the Royal Rumble. For what? You're fucking Brock Lesnar, your fucking box office, anything that you do, anywhere you go, you're going to generate millions of dollars, not just for yourself, but for the fucking company that you join. So why the fuck do you need to look strong? I'm like, does Brock Lesnar, is he like a delusional and doesn't comprehend how big of a star he is? Like, Brock Lesnar is kind of like John Cena. You can lose 10 different pay-per-view matches in a row, and if you get in, and then if you're in a championship match, people are still gonna bet on you potentially winning because that's how much stock you fucking got. So this whole reality of him, I guess Brock Lesnar was against Shane McMahon's ideas about the Royal Rumble, and apparently the beef was Brock Lesnar didn't agree with some of the ideas that Shane had, and instead of Vince siding with Shane, Vince was siding with Brock Lesnar. And then apparently too, I guess Randy Orton had an issue. He was like, I'm not going to be getting eliminated by Here Comes the Money. So you better get your ass out there, or some shit, some kind of report about something like that. But overall, man, this ain't no fucking dream match. And guess what? It's never been a dream match. Matter of fact, Roman Reigns versus the Undertaker wasn't a dream match. The Undertaker already lost. He already lost his record. And yeah, Roman's like the second person to ever defeat Undertaker at WrestleMania, but who gives a shit? After Undertaker lost the first time, nobody cared about the streak anymore. The Undertaker can go 45 for a 45. He can win, 20 plus more wins, and guess what? No one's gonna care anymore. He already been defeated. So yeah, man. Even this whole like Brock Lesnar and Undertaker wasn't a dream match. We already had seen this, and maybe a lot of you haven't. But for me and others that watched the Attitude Era and going into the Ruthless Aggression Era, the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar had feuds with each other. So no, I don't. This whole little And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of getting irritated by Paul E. Heyman or whatever the fuck. I really am getting tired of him because the only reason that Big E is not the WWE champion right now is because Brock Lesnar. I guess they wanted to book Brock Lesnar in the WWE Championship match because Roman Reigns wasn't there. And to be honest, Roman Reigns getting COVID, I don't know if I guess he actually did get COVID. So Roman Reigns getting COVID changed the whole trajectory of WrestleMania. Because remember, you got to remember, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns was going to happen at day one. It wasn't set to happen at WrestleMania. Now, maybe they were going to keep building, maybe they were going to, have a screwy finish and then have it still culminate at WrestleMania. But in my eyes, I don't know necessarily if it was going to be Roman versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. We don't know, because if they had that match, who's to say what was going to happen? And guess what? Big E was slated to win that fatal four-way match. He was going to win and probably go and do like a singles feud with Seth and whoever else or whatever the case may be. So, man, I'm sick and tired of I don't know where the fuck they got this whole this is a dream match. Like, and again, I know sometimes Dave Meltzer, he's kind of, says things that are kind of like his opinion, and he says them as if like, it was rumored, but he was right about the Shane McMahon thing. And I'm not gonna, or at least one of the people that I seen first, one of the first people I seen talk about the Shane McMahon getting heat, excuse me, was Dave Meltzer. And a lot of people were like, oh, Dave Meltzer, he always saying something, but he ended up being right. So I don't know necessarily if Dave Meltzer, I'm gonna go ahead and give Dave Meltzer the benefit of the doubt and go ahead and just believe him on this one. I think that they do think that this is a dream match, even though it's fucking not. And this is I just now again a dream match would kind of low key. Shout out to one of the people that was watching my channel. He commented down below, and he was saying that a Brock Lesnar versus Roman versus Goldberg match. And I'm like, you know what? That's actually not a bad match. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, this is snooze fest, is boring. That's actually not a bad match. And if you had that match at like WrestleMania as a triple threat match, I actually wouldn't mind it. And here's the reason why. If you had a match like that, and shout out to him that gave that suggestion, but if you had a match like that at WrestleMania, well, he's talking about having that match at that, I believe, at Elimination Chamber. But if you were to book it to where that match is at WrestleMania, you can just have, Goldberg lose. Because again, Brock Lesnar doesn't want to lose clean because he's Brock Lesnar and he doesn't want to look weak. Roman Reigns can't. If Roman Reigns does lose the championship, you don't want him to lose clean. And the only common denominator would be Goldberg. Goldberg can be the fall guy. He's already 54, potentially going on 55, and you could just have him lose and then have a new champion that way. If they were going to put the championship on Brock Lesnar. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. But anyways, let me know in the comment section down below what do you guys think, and let me know what you guys think. Peace.